Hi, this is Sheldon Dingwall coming to you on Bass Incredible. New for us are a couple of things. We've got the new D-Bird, which is our take on the classic Gibson design, and it's as if it was done by the hands of Lamborghini instead of the designer from Chrysler. And we have great respect for the original. This is just our take on it. It's been incredibly well received. I can't believe the response we've had on it. It literally, when you put it on, you feel like you're a kid again, and you're standing in front of your mirror, and you're just air guitaring, rocking out, and it just puts a big smile on everybody's face. Also new for this year are reverse bursts. This is something that we've been wanting to do for a while. We like to look as far into the future as possible, and sunbursts, as much as we love them, are something that it's traditional, and this is something that's the reverse of traditional. So reverse burst from Dingwall. It's the new look for 2017. What we try and do is we try and pick tops that are already dark in the center, and then we just kind of accent those colors. But in order to make the colors pop as much as they do, we have to go through a bleaching process and remove as much natural color out of the wood as possible, and then put it back in with dyes. And there's several stages of dyeing that happens to get it to blend out nicely like that. And then once you've got the wood all dyed, then the next thing comes, how do you shade it with an airbrush and get everything nice and smooth. Yeah, it's tweaky stuff, but that's kind of how we're all wired. Everybody in the shop is a real tweaker. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Everybody in the shop is a real tweaky kind of guy, and can we reverse that? So my finisher, Paul Hilliker, we had about a 5-minute conversation on generally how we wanted to look, and then he just went for it, and he just created on the fly, and the guy's a genius. He's just an amazing artist amongst guitar builders. He does his own line of guitars too, called Hilliker, and we're just happy to have him in the shop. Well, I mean, we've been doing multi-scales since 1994, no, 93 actually, and I think they would have caught on a lot quicker, but right in that time period, there was this upsurgence of retro and retro cars, retro music, retro dress, retro instruments, and that, I think, held back the progress and the acceptance of multi-scale. But what's really driving it now are 7- and 8-string guitars. They pushed the frequencies of modern music lower, which has really put stress on gear. It's put stress on the amps, and it's put stress on the instruments to be able to keep up. And so we had a solution sitting there all along that was ready-made for this kind of thing. You can tune our basses to F sharp, and they hold together really well. You can tune them even lower than that to E standard, E0, I should say. A lot of people argue, well, that's 20 hertz, you can't hear it. But really, the content, because of the multi-scale, the extra scale length, it's like a timpani. There's all these harmonics that are involved in the sound that, even though it's E0, it's still articulate. You can hear it. Even in a dense mix, it still cuts through. One of the new things is we've been playing with the finishes on the NG2. So with the blue, we've taken Laguna Seca blue and we've turned it into a matte pearl. And this was part of Adam's original vision, was he wanted more matte colors, and it took us a long time to really dial that in to get them to look properly. Otherwise, they look like Formica. And so this year we've tweaked Laguna Seca blue, and this is really more what Adam wanted in the first place. And then what we've done is we've been playing with swirls for quite a number of years, and we felt this was the year that we finally, the factory got it to the point where we're happy with what they were doing. And so now you can order a black swirl on any of the colors of the NG2s. And they come in really tight like that, or they come in really loose like that. And it's a really neat process. Every single one is an individual. We've introduced Plum Crazy Purple. We don't call it that because that's a Mopar color code, so we call it Mopar Purple. And for those Dodge guys out there, yeah, you know, it's as a kid I used to see these Dusters and Barracudas driving around my neighborhood with black stripes and Plum Crazy Purple, and I never forget that color. I've loved it ever since. On the hardware side, we worked with Hipshot this year, and we started with their Solo saddle, and we made it a little bit more compact. We rolled the back edge over to capture the ball and hide the ball a little more, and so that's new starting in March. We'll be shipping bases with this new hardware. And we've been promising a 6-string combustion in NG2 for a little over a year now. And one of the things that we had to do was we had to get molds made for 6-string pickups. And so if we're going to do that, we wanted to have our round end design that we use on all the other bases. And so now the 4s, 5s, and 6s, starting in March, will have the rounded end shells. And now we'll be able to proceed with the 6-string project. So probably closer to the end of the year, we'll have 6 strings ready to go. The best place to look is on our website. We have a page with all our dealers on it. I'll be honest with you, it's really hit and miss to be able to find one hanging on a wall. Most of the dealers, you know, they'll receive 20 bases and they'll be gone in a week or so. So the best thing to do would be to go on our dealer page and start with the dealer closest to you and see if they have something coming in, and if they do, I would recommend put your name on it right away, because if you wait until it shows up at the store, it's likely going to be sold. What I find really exciting is I'm a visitor to the bass world. I come from the guitar world, and so back in the 80s, the guitar ruled everything, and it was ridiculous. And bass was kind of, from a guitar player's perspective, it was kind of a forgotten instrument. And what I'm just super excited about is now it's the bass player's turn. The bass player is becoming more front and center. And really, if the guitar player goes home from the gig, the audience will stay. Even if the singer goes home, the audience will stay. If the bass player goes, you might as well turn out the lights, because there's no reason to be there anymore. It's the bass player who's communicating the groove, giving you the feeling of the song. Bass players are finally becoming recognized for the importance that they have in the band, and it's super exciting. To be part of that, it's like, oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps just even thinking about it. Yeah.